Hello, I'm so glad you're joining me here today. Today it's all about shoulders, an area in the body that really can accumulate tight, tense, stiff muscles. Whether it's working at computers all day or driving on busy city roads, this is where we feel the tension. Also, there's the saying we carry the weight of the world on our shoulders. And I guess to a degree that can be true. So today I wanted to peel away the layers of tension and stiffness in this area and find some freedom for our shoulders. Our practice today will be a short Iyengar Yoga practice for our shoulders, followed by some self-massage to really free the area. You will need a yoga belt or something similar, a blanket or a towel will do, and also a chair. I have a yoga chair, but a dining room chair would do for this practice today. So if you go and find those items and then come back and join me on the mat. So starting our yoga practice in a kneeling position. If kneeling isn't great for your knees, then you can sit in a cross-legged position, maybe on a little bit of height. And we're just going to start by bringing our attention to our shoulder area. Bringing our attention to the back of the neck, across the chest here, the collarbones, and just taking a few steady inhale, few steady exhale. Begin to feel the width across the collarbone area as you breathe, and as you do, take your attention to your shoulder blades and see if you can move the right shoulder blade a little bit to the right and the left shoulder blade a little bit to the left. And then observe the broadness that not only you have on the front of your body across the collarbones, but that you now have across the back of your body. And just feel how creating that space has just brought your attention to this area. Now, lifting the shoulders up towards the ears and just release. Sometimes we don't actually know how much tension is in this area until we create the tension by lifting the shoulders and exaggerate that movement and then let it go. And automatically you can feel that your shoulders actually do rise up through the day. And then let it go. And now let's just circle the shoulders backwards. 3-4 times. And then circle forwards. 3-4 times. And just start to get a little bit of movement in that area. We can do that again. And then forwards. Okay. Now extending the arms out to the sides. Really press into the heel of the hand. Bring your attention to those shoulder blades again. And see if you have that width across the back body as well as across the front body here. Now take the very tips of the shoulder blades and just gently press them in towards your chest. Okay, now a few little circles and then maybe forwards and then release. Okay, so we've just brought a little bit of movement into the area and now we're going to move into a little traction for the shoulders. So I have a long belt here and I'm going to place it around my back like so. I'm going to stand up to show you like so. From here, I'm going to take the straps over my shoulders and then I'm going to cross them at the back and hold on to the ends of the strap, like so. And now you should begin as you pull, just gently on the straps, not too, you don't need to pull it really hard, but just pull very gently, and you'll begin to feel that the trapezius muscle starts to move very slowly back and down. And the trapezius muscle is the muscle that often rises up and comes forwards. And that's what gives the hunched sort of appearance to the shoulders. So as you're holding on to the belt, as you're holding on to the belt, you will feel the muscle start to move back and down. And it's such a wonderful traction for this area. And you can just work here for as long as feels good, until you start to feel a little bit of freedom in those neck muscles. And then you can release. Now, as we go through the practice, if you remember how that felt on your shoulders, you can come back to the feeling every time through the poses. So from the belt jacket, we're going to move into a stretch for the shoulders and the arms. We're using the wall for this. So I'm taking my hand and I'm placing it with my palm, you can see here, against the wall. And then as I press out at shoulder height, my arms at shoulder height, and I press strongly into the wall. I make sure that I'm standing directly, so I have a 90-degree angle, so I'm not sort of leaning into the wall, and I press strongly into the heel of the hand. I make sure that I'm standing tall, shoulders rolling back and down, and breathe. Remember the belt jacket. Remember how it moved that trapezius muscle back and down. And also bring your attention to the armpit area and coil the armpit from back to front as you do this. It can feel a little intense. Stay for as long as you feel able. But of course the shoulders can be delicate, so do what's right for you. And then taking that to the other side. Make that 90-degree angle there. Make sure the body is straight, not leaning into the wall. Press the heel of the hand, open the fingers, open the chest. Make sure that trapezius muscle is coming back and down, and then coiling the armpit from the back towards the front of the body. And you might find here that one shoulder is tighter than the other. And for me, it's this one, the left. Another few breaths here, and then release. Coming into kneeling again now, I'm taking the belt and making a loop in the belt. This loop is approximately the width of my shoulders. And we're going to take the loop and thread our hands through, so the belt is now on the wrist area. And from here, again, kneeling position not good for you, then you can always sit in a cross-legged position on a little bit of height. So I'm stretching the arms out in front, and I'm ensuring that the arms are really well plugged into the shoulder sockets there. Inhale, and on the exhale, I lift up into Urdhva Hastasana, pressing out against the belt. Making sure that the shoulders are rolling back and down, and that action of taking the tips of the shoulder blades in towards the chest, very important again here. And then release. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, exhale, lift. Keep the shoulders coming down so they're not up here by the ears. Keep them pressing down. And release. Now taking the belt, and you can make the loop a little smaller here, or you can keep it the same. I'm going to make mine just a little bit smaller. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring the hands now behind us and bring them inside the belt. like so. Again, roll the shoulders back and down. Inhale and really move the hands down towards the floor. Press the tips of the shoulder blades again, same action, and let the hands move down towards the floor. Then from here, inhale, and as you exhale, hinge from the hips and move forwards. Bringing the head towards the floor, and bring the arms as high as you can without strain. Forehead may touch the floor, and slowly release. And come back up. We'll do that one more time. If this feels intense, you can make the belt a little wider here, and only go as far as feels good for your shoulders. Inhale, exhale, move forwards. Arms come over. Head may or may not touch the floor. And then release. Keeping the belt, we're going to move into Gomukhasana arms. That's cow face pose arms. So taking the belt, and you can place it over your shoulder. Lifting the arm, take the other hand and roll the arm in towards the face. Bend the elbow and place it between the shoulder blades. Take the other arm and swing it out to the side and bring it so it will meet the other arm. And then clasp the hands. Now here, if the hands don't meet, this is where you can take your belt and just work away the hands towards each other along the belt. Take a few breaths here. Same action, shoulder blades into the body. Press the hands in between the shoulder blades and breathe. Release. Take the strap onto the other shoulder if you need it. Lift the arm. Take the hand and turn the arm in towards the face. Bend, swing the other arm around and clasp the arms. Again, the action here, pressing in between the shoulder blades, opening the chest. Another breath here. And then release. Going to move into another pose now that requires the chair. So bringing the chair onto the mat. And kneeling in front. From here we're going to again use the action of hinging at the hips. This time, we're going to move away from the chair a little bit, hinging forwards, and now make sure the pelvis is under the knees, and open the armpits here. Navel to spine, lift there, and then open the armpits even more. And feel as if the shoulder blades are actually being pressed more and more onto the body. You can look up if your neck allows, or the ears can be in line with the elbows. From here, moving forwards and taking the arms in this position, bringing them onto the chair, taking the legs back again. Same position, navel to spine. You can rest the forehead on the chair here and open the armpits. Press the shoulder blades onto the body more and more. Moving into some supine poses now for the shoulders. And I have my blanket and I'm going to make it into a tightrope. This is going to provide some support for the back of our body in this pose. So I'm going to place it onto the back edge here of my mat and come into lying here on my side. And as I do so, I'm going to bring in that support behind me. Now from here, can be a little challenging to balance on the side, so just give yourself a few moments. And then take the arm and crawl the hand out. And what you're trying to do is to remove the gap between the armpit and the floor. And as you do that, take a few breaths and then come to place the hand under the ear. Inhale, exhale. We'll do that one more time. Walk the fingers away and really stretch into those muscles as the armpit descends towards the floor. Now from here, we're going to bring the hands here in front of us, like so, and just start to move one hand over the other. The top hand comes over the other. Get a little bit of movement into that area. Then from here, inhale, and on the exhale, sweep the top arm up and around, using the support behind you, and then back again. And feel how that range of motion is on that shoulder. Back and forth again, and then sweep overhead and back again. Now we're going to repeat that to the other side, so come up and bring your support in again to where you're going to be lying, this time onto the opposite side. Get comfortable, bring the support in behind you, and then begin to crawl this hand away. Now this hand might be, or this side rather, might be more challenging. For me, it is, because this is the left side. And then crawl away again. Descend that armpit to the floor. Then bringing the hands in front, and we'll do that sweeping motion again. Move the top arm back and forth. Get some movement here. And then sweep the arm overhead. And use the support. There we go. Move again. A little bit of movement in the shoulder. And then sweep the arm over. And back again. Bend the knees. And push yourself up. And we're going to use our roller again in this next pose. You may want to re-roll, or if this feels like it's going to be too challenging when you see the pose, you can actually fold the blanket so it's a little bit flatter. So I'm bringing the roll onto my mat, and I'm going to lie down so that the edge of it is between my shoulder blades. So coming with bent knees and lowering the torso down onto that blanket. Lengthen through the neck and place the head onto the blanket. Now from here, lift the buttocks and move them away towards the heels. So that's good action for the low back. And then just take a couple of breaths here. Let the shoulder blades get used to the fact that there's a roller underneath there, and just let the whole area soften. From here, bring the hands, as we did earlier in Urdhva Hastasana, and just plug them into the shoulder sockets there. Then from here, Inhale, exhale, extend the arms overhead. May touch the floor, they may not. And then back again. Inhale, exhale, move the arms overhead. And then gently bring them back again. Now pressing the palms into the mat, placing the feet onto the mat, open the soles of the feet, press strongly, lift the hips, and come up into a bridge variation. Elongate the neck, keeping the shoulder areas soft onto the roller, and then lower the pelvis down. We'll do that one more time. Lift, move the buttocks to the heels again. Create length in the low back. Inhale, exhale, lift. Lift the hips, press the feet strongly into the mat, and allow the shoulders to be soft on the roller. And then release. To come out, roll gently to your side, and come up. Going to move into a variation of Shavasana 2 now to finish our practice. And again, you can use this handy roller. So if the roll felt a little bit too thick, and I think for Shavasana 2 it probably would be, you can take the same blanket and just tri-fold it like so. So now it's not quite so high. And then from here, fold a little bit over. That's going to be your head support. Or if you have another blanket handy, you can use another blanket across the top. Coming into Shavasana, we're going to again bend the knees, lower the torso down. Let the blanket just touch at the low rib area. And then bring your head onto the fold you've made or onto your extra blanket. You can remove any eyewear at this point. Settle in and then extend the legs. If the low back feels a little tight here, bend the legs again. Do the same action we did before where we move the buttocks towards the heels and then straighten the legs. Let the legs roll out. Let them be heavy. Bring the arms to the side. And let the shoulders release onto the support now. Let them soften. Let those trapezius muscles that we've worked here, let them soften into the support. Let the neck be soft. Soften across the collarbones, another area that we worked with today. Soften into the arms. Release through the abdomen. And allow the legs to be heavy. Really allow the big heavy muscles of the legs to soften and release into the mat. Eyes can be closed or a soft gaze if that feels better for you. And just let all the tension in the face release. Stay here for as long as you can. Just allowing the whole area of the shoulders, neck to be super soft. Allow the whole area to let go. When you're ready to come out, bend one leg and then the hand onto the abdomen and then the other.
Preview.
And then gently roll to your side. Just being careful of the support. Stay here for a few moments. And then when you're ready, push yourself up. Head comes last. And join me now for some self-massage. So now we're going to move into some self-massage. After our yoga practice, there should feel like there's some freedom in this area. The neck muscles are soft and there's just more space through the area of the shoulders and the chest. So to begin, first of all, just find your center. Take a long, slow inhale and then a steady exhale.
Preview.
Bring your attention to the area around the collarbones, the shoulders, the shoulder blades, and the base of the neck. And just breathe into that area. Remembering the little belt jacket that we made in our yoga practice and how that really softened this area and allowed the trapezius muscle to move down. See if you can recreate that feeling as we sit and center ourselves. Now to begin, we're going to start with the trapezius muscle here. So if you take your hand and just take the fingers and the thumb and just squeeze into the trapezius muscle.
Preview.
Just see how that feels. If it feels tight. Are there any tender spots? And we're just sort of making little circles here, holding onto the muscle, squeeze and release. And you can move from the neck all the way out to the shoulder. Take the muscle and just move into that area. All the time remembering that this muscle, it wants to come forwards because of the lifestyle we live, so moving it back, as we did with the belt jacket earlier. And then you can take it all the way out to the edge of the shoulder. Now taking the same area, but this time maybe just 2 fingers, 2 or 3, and start some circles in there. Really apply some pressure if that feels good. If you are somebody who doesn't like a lot of pressure, then just ease back a little bit. And you might find a tender spot. If you do, just press into that area. Take a breath, release, and then move on. Now moving into another muscle group, pectoral muscle. So, taking the hand, flat hand, and starting probably just around the sternum bone in the center here, and then moving the fingers, just push and glide across that muscle, all the way out to the shoulder corner here. So from the sternum, glide, soften, move the muscle all the way out. And that should feel really good actually, because these muscles, when we lean over, computer or whatever, they do become tight. And then you can just carry on here for as long as feels good. If this area is particularly tight for you, then keep going. Okay, now moving on to deltoid muscle. So from here, just take the hand, and again, we're gonna just move into that area. You can even come down the arm here, move into that area with firm pressure, and just squeeze and circle again. May feel like there's some tight spots here too. For me, it's right at the corner of the shoulder here. So hold there, breathe into it, release. A few few more circles.
Preview.
Breathe in, release. Then let that go and let the arm hang. See how that feels? Are the neck muscles feeling soft? Is the trapezius feeling like it's actually moving back and down? Just let the arm hang here and see how that feels. If there's still some tightness across here, go ahead and repeat, and then move to the other side. I really hope that this practice was helpful for you today. I hope it helped you peel away a few of the layers of stiffness and tightness in the shoulder area. If you enjoyed today's video, please subscribe and also leave me a comment. I love to see how you're getting on with your practice. But for now,